Does this sound like you? You bought into that IPO they told you was a good investment, and now you're down 20, 30, maybe even 40%. You try to buy the stocks they talk about in groups or on social media.
You've even taken a chance on the ones your advisor sends you via email.
But after 2 years, that IPO, that stock is still down.
There's a clear difference between investing and making a good investment decision. So if you're stuck, what you need to do is learn how to invest the right way.
In our Learn Level 2 program, we teach you how to build a $1 million investment portfolio. To make money investing, you need to know which stocks are right for your investment strategy, know when is the right time to buy and sell, and know how to build the right portfolio for your investment style. This program will help you invest meaningfully while making money. When you sign up, you'll get monthly guidance on how to invest and make money while doing it. You'll have a community of investors on the same journey as you to support you, and you'll have resources to help you stay on track. Join our 2026 cohort so you can get back on track with your financial goals.
All right, everyone, welcome to another video. So I wanted to talk about this dividend stock that actually came off of my watch list about a year ago. I was, some news had come out about it. It left my watch list. I had to sell my shares. Albeit at a profit, still had to sell them. And now, a little bit over a year later, it has popped back up on my radar. So I'm going to talk about it in a few. But I do want to give a shout out. Before I do, I have to share this, this update, right? Because just in case you haven't been tracking the market, then I wanted you to just see and acknowledge something, right? This is not the stock I'm talking about, by the way. But I just have to say, right? I remember a video that I did. I won't say how long ago I did that video. And I think some persons thought I was crazy. I was like, Jermaine, how could you say that? What do you see? All of that stuff. And I'd like to say that just by what you're seeing on the screen, I could say that it's almost halfway there, right? Today it traded as high as $9.69, right? This is coming from $1.41 March 2020, right? So 6 years. Is that at least 400%? I think so, almost 400% from IPO, right? So I'm not gonna get into any price predictions. I don't do that anymore, as I said, but I just wanted to point this out, right? I just wanted to point this out, right? Because I got some heat for that video, some criticism. I had to take the video down because I didn't want to get into a whole bunch of nonsense about it. But I'm just gonna let this soak in, and a moment of silence for those who doubted me. Yeah, okay. All right, so I hope everybody's doing well. Let's check out some corporate actions, see what dividends have been announced recently. So I'm just gonna check from the start of the year. Let's do 2026, January 1st. So we're just gonna look at it on the JSE. So I'm just gonna look at the recent ones. So we see just a few. Oh, it doesn't do them in order. I think it does them in order of equity name. I thought it would do it in chronological order. So AFS announced the dividend. The record date is here. I think that's Access Financial. I'm just looking at the recent ones. I thought they would have sorted it by month for me, right? We see Dollar did a dividend recently. Dollar Financial, shout out to them and their acquisition recently. L.E.A.R.N paid a dividend recently. Can I show more of this? There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize that you weren't seeing so much of the screen. I'm just going through the dividend listing and just calling out a few. JMMB GL 7.15 paid a dividend recently. Let's see what else here. I'm just calling out the ones in Q3 so far. SGJ announced a 45-cent dividend, and that's it. And then with Cinco, actually, so Rennie is gonna get a dividend any day now. So Rennie, if you're watching, you're getting a dividend soon. I keep forgetting SGJ. SGJ is who? Is it Sagicor? Scotia. Oh, interesting. All right. So Scotia is paying their dividend still. So there you go. All right. So just wanted to share that before I get into this stock that I'm talking about here. I don't know where that came from. Moment of silence. That's that's a thing, right? Thank you, Raquel. I see you're pulling a double shift. Say it going to 25. No, I will not. I will not. I will not. I see TJH being $15 before end of the year. Okay, I have no comments. I have no thoughts. Absolutely no thoughts. I have nothing to say. So somebody says dollar. Janelle Steer says Dolphin Cove. Yardi says Dolphin Cove. Shane, Dolphin Cove. So we will see in a few minutes. Scotia, interesting. Not Scotia, not Scotia. Somebody says that I'm holding mine until I'm old and gray. Okay. Some people just short-sighted. I have no comment at all for that. I'm back to back to TGI. Hey, Clavina. So Clavina, guys, a part of our Grow Your Wealth community and recent fellow for Money Media. So look for her on Instagram, follow her. She does great content. KW and Lasco. So okay, so I was talking about KW with somebody today. I was saying to them that I really like this company. If you remember this video that I did to say the next TJH, 5 stocks I highlighted. Actually, should go back to that video. 5 stocks I said that are likely to be the next TJH. Kingston Wharfs was one of them. NCB was one of them, if you remember. I think NCB was trading at like $37 at the time. So NCB is up since then. Kingston Wharfs is one of them. So I really, really like Kingston Wharfs. I don't remember the others right now. But those are certainly 2 of them that's there. Okay, Scotia is the answer. Thank you. All right, I always get mixed up with Scotia and Sagicor. I think that the tickers are too close. All right, so let me bring up that stock that I was talking about. But before I get into this, let me know if you are a dividend investor currently, all right? Because this is always a polarizing question. Do you invest for dividends? Do you invest for capital gains? This is our weekly dividend video, right? I feel like doing a dividend video weekly because it's just, it means that much to me, all right? So let me know. I'm going to bring up the stock in a second. I've seen some guesses, but we'll see. I'll make everybody aware of it in a moment. Not gonna have you waiting for too long before I hear that I'm taking long and drawing out the video. So here we go, right? So this is the stock that I was referring to. Let me zoom in. It is Dolphin Cove, right? So Dolphin Cove, from the date of this article, July 3rd. So it's actually been on my radar for a little bit over a week now. So 11 days thereabout. And when I saw this article, I said that because I thought the article was interesting, right? The article says that it advises its board of directors has been made aware of a proposed share purchase agreement or similar agreement involving the ordinary shares in the company. Shareholders may be aware the shares of the majority shareholders were charged and the creditor of same was actively exploring the sale of the charged shares. The company is not a party to any such agreement or similar arrangement as at the date of this notification. I thought that was curious for it to be said in this way, right? I'll share my thoughts on that at a later point, but just bear in mind that I found that very curious. The independent directors are not aware that a binding and effective agreement has been entered into on behalf of. Guys, when you see a notice like this, 1 + 1 is gonna equal 2. So I'm not accusing the company of anything. I'm just saying that you see this notice and a week later you see a notice of sale. I don't think that's a coincidence, right? The board has requested further information from World of Dolphins to enable the company to assess the matter and determine whether or not any disclosure, regulatory takeover, shareholder communication, or any other obligations arise under the JSE rules. They were required to do this. And so I'm happy that they did it. It should have been done. And so that's good, right? So when I saw that, so note this date, July 3rd. Look at the price as at that date, right? July 3rd, right? So July 3rd, the price was $9.77 the next day, right? So the following Monday, price started to go up. And then now this came out yesterday, right? So on Friday, the 10th of July, the directors were advised by World of Dolphins attorneys that World of Dolphins, the company's majority shareholders, has entered into a share purchase agreement dated 9th of July to sell all of its shares in the company to Global Attractions Limited, a company incorporated in St. Lucia. I'm very curious to find out who is a part of this company. Very curious, right? Completion of the sale and purchase of the shares in its company is subject to certain conditions, including arrangements relating to the refinancing and discharge of the company's existing facility with Sagicor Bank, right? So whoever is going to purchase, they'll have to take care of that debt. The purchaser intends to comply with all JSE rules and applicable laws relating to change of control, takeovers, and disclosures, right? Since then, since yesterday, right? So this was yesterday, Monday. Today, the stock halted up and traded the most units it has from last year when it had the bankruptcy. That's so interesting, right? Right. So very, very interesting. I thought I saw this coming, I must say, once I saw this, because again, it's like, not seeing smoke without fire, right? Now, what do I think? I think, so if you remember the videos that I did last year, I said, I think the company will not trade well until there is clarity around the majority shareholder, whether sale to the local company or the founder, I believe it was. I think it's Stanford Burroughs, if I'm not getting the name incorrect. So this now reduces the uncertainty. Now, I don't think they're going to pay a dividend this year. Not very likely, because we're at July. They usually pay one around June. That's when they paid it last year. I don't think they're having the most amazing year anyway. But this now removes the uncertainty around the company. This now removes the cloud that is over the company. Once this process completes, of course, that debt is cleared. I think the stock can do very well, both from a dividend perspective, capital gains perspective. So I do think that they won't get to regular dividend payments until maybe next year. But this is certainly a bullish signal for the company. It is certainly going to lead to a movement in the share price. I think this halting up is just the start of it, because if you remember, before the bankruptcy announcement, the stock was trading at $19. So it's still a ways to go from there. I think if they get back to their $2.40 dividend per year, then certainly this stock, we see where, other stocks that pay a healthy dividend are trading. And so I think this is certainly one of them that can get back to where it was before. So it's still on my watch list now. As at the point of this video, I'm not a shareholder. I'm not that type of investor, right? I don't just jump on something like that. I want not just dividends, but I want sustainable dividends. I want consistent dividends. And just the announcement doesn't get me that. So I'm not a shareholder as at this point. Will that change at some point in the future? Let's see. Let's wait for the first dividend announcement. Then I'll decide on that. But at the very least, certainly very happy to see this. Lavine, you're reading my mind, because that's why I say I'm curious to see who is behind the company, because I believe if he is that really allowed? That's the part that I'm not sure about, right? Is this the way to go about it? Like, why not just buy the shares from them, right out? So that's the part that I'm unclear about, because he did say that he could buy the company. Would it? I mean, it's not illegal to create a company and do a transaction, but I just thought that if it was him, this is an interesting way to do it. Maybe there are benefits to registering the company in St. Lucia, etc. But that's what came to mind for me as well. Dolphin Cove is not known to be the most forthcoming company in terms of communication, which is why interesting. Tax break, maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. I think they're past that. I think they've been listed 15 plus years, I think, from 2010. So they're gone from that, unless you're gonna say that no, I don't think that. Oh, tax break in terms of registering in St. Lucia. Yeah, definitely. I think so. I think it's just better to, I mean, I really don't like saying this. It's so much easier registering and managing a company outside Jamaica, right? I'm thinking that maybe there are other benefits too, for sure. But I mean, I was able to register a company online in the US in one day. I'm able to file my annual report, do my IRS filings, etc. online. I don't have to leave my house. I've never had to leave my house for the L.E.A.R.N Grow Invest US company. We have a US bank account, all of that stuff. So easy to do, right? The company is in St. Lucia. This would lead to Dolphin Cove registering in St. Lucia. I mean, I don't think you can change your registration just like that, right? I don't think that's how it works. So Dolphin Cove is already registered. I don't know if you can just change it like that. I mean, I don't know. I'm the wrong person to talk to about that, right? So you pay taxes in USD? Actually, no. So we do our filings every year, but the company registered in the US, L.E.A.R.N Grow Invest US LLC, is actually not trading. So we registered back in 2023, but we're not trading currently, meaning we're not serving any clients in the US. We're not generating any revenues in the US yet. But we plan to. We're actually working on something, and so we still do our filings, but the filing so far has been nil. And so I've been getting some guidance from somebody to manage it, to ensure that we're meeting our requirements, etc. But it is something that we're hoping to leverage as soon as we can. All right. Okay. So Dolphin Cove is a stock. I don't think this needs to be a ridiculously long video. I just wanted to say that it's back on my watch list. I'm going to be watching this one. At one point, they were paying a 10% dividend yield back, a year and a half ago. So it's certainly a dividend stock that I have a very close eye on now. I'm going to be watching the developments. As with most things that are announced, it's going to take some time. So there's a process to go through. Certainly, investors are bullish on the news, and that's why you see the stock halted up today. I think that's justified, because as the uncertainty clears, the stock is going to move. I think it may very well go back close to where it was before the bankruptcy announcement, or close. Certainly going to see some growth from here. I don't think we're going to see any dividends this year. That's very unlikely. And that's why, for me, I don't see any incentive necessarily in the short term, especially since we know a particular dividend stock that's going to be increasing their dividend this year, right? I won't call any names, But hint, hint, I think there's a stock that I'm waiting for, whose AGM is coming up very soon, that I'm going to be asking some very specific questions and see what that looks like in terms of dividend. But I will say this, it's a great time to be a dividend investor. I think this year we'll make the most in dividends that we have made. And so I think that goes pretty well. So hope you enjoy this video. Let me know what you think as well in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one.
Does this sound like you? You bought into that IPO they told you was a good investment, and now you're down 20, 30, maybe even 40%. You try to buy the stocks they talk about in groups or on social media.
You've even taken a chance on the ones your advisor sends you via email.
But after 2 years, that IPO, that stock is still down.
There's a clear difference between investing and making a good investment decision. So if you're stuck, what you need to do is learn how to invest the right way.
In our L.E.A.R.N Level 2 program, we teach you how to build a $1 million investment portfolio. To make money investing, you need to know which stocks are right for your investment strategy, know when is the right time to buy and sell, and know how to build the right portfolio for your investment style. This program will help you invest meaningfully while making money. When you sign up, you'll get monthly guidance on how to invest and make money while doing it. You'll have a community of investors on the same journey as you to support you, and you'll have resources to help you stay on track. Join our 2026 cohort so you can get back on track with your financial goals.